Hi, my name is Marissa Morris, and I am an intuitive, a clairvoyant, and I've actually always kind of had a hard time defining myself and defining what I do and who I am, because I feel like I'm just like you. I feel like we're all the same. When we're born onto this planet, we're born with our five senses, but we also have extrasensory senses as well that our soul brings in with it. So when I call myself a clairvoyant or an intuitive, I feel as if I'm saying that I'm something that you're not. If you bought this course, if you're watching this today, then you likely have abilities that you're trying to understand, abilities that you've maybe thought were depression, were anxiety, were fears, were OCD, were any number of things that you've basically defined with a physical diagnosis for spiritual side effects to the abilities that we all have when we're born onto this planet. In this course, what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you about who you are. I'm going to teach you about where you came from, where you're going, and I'm going to help you figure that out for yourself. You're going to learn how to communicate with your higher self. You're going to learn how to communicate with your guides. You're going to learn how to communicate with what I call your time traveler guides, which is your master guide, your future self, and your guardian angel. I'm super excited to take you guys through this course because I've been teaching this for about 6 years now. I've been teaching this material for about 6 or 7 years, and every time I teach it, something new comes through. In fact, I'm sure a lot of new stuff is going to come through in filming this today for you. So I'm really excited to learn, not only for myself, but also to teach you guys how to change your life. The things that hold us back the most is guilt. And that's looking into the past and thinking about the things that you did that you wished you could have changed. You wish you could have done something different. What if you could go back? What if you could go back to the second before you turned left instead of turning right and actually see what would have happened if you turned right? You think, oh, well then if I see what I would have done if I turned right and everything would have turned out fabulous, great, Marissa, now I'm going to be even more depressed. That's actually not the way that it works when it comes to energy. When it comes to energy, we are multi-dimensional beings. So when you experience life, you experience it in lots of different layers of you. The layers that we're going to be working on in this course are your emotional layers. Many people will call that the pain body, the emotional body, the etheric body. There's a lot of different names for it and a lot of different modalities. I refer to it a lot of times as the 12-story building that we live in when we're here on this planet. I'm going to take you through and make you extremely familiar with your higher self's voice, with your guide's voice, so that you can communicate with them from anywhere from which banana to buy at the store, to which road to take when you're running late for work, to asking whether you should take a job, end a relationship, or get married. So the stuff that I'm going to be bringing to you is very common sense stuff, but I feel like that's the stuff that's missing from the spiritual teachings that I tried to find when I first got into spirituality. It was like, great, there's all these amazing metaphysical things going on around me, but how does that help me in my life? And great, there's this law of attraction. Great, I can manifest whatever I want. Great, I'm God inside, but my life sucks. So you're not going to be able to convince me that I'm God, because I would not be creating this life. The key is that we have a compassionate witness inside of us, and that compassionate witness is Source. It's Source Creator. I call it the GoPro video camera. It's like a little ball of energy with a GoPro video camera on it, and it's just watching. It's just watching and witnessing throughout your life. And the key is, on the planet today, we have access to that compassionate witness. We have access to that, and just through simple commands that I'm going to teach you in this class, you'll be able to become that compassionate witness and move through time just through thought. Say, I am now in this year, I'm now in that year. And in doing that, you can access energies, universal energies, healing energies, the harmonic energies of this universe, to heal those times in your past that caused scars. So if you're to remove a scar from a time that you got cheated on, let's say you got cheated on, well, let's use me for instance. I got cheated on when I was 19. That caused me to not trust for a very long time. I don't get all burnt up inside about it anymore, nor did I was over it after about 5 years, but I still have a hard time trusting. When I got these teachings brought to me by my guides, these time travel teachings, first thing I did was I went back to the moment before I found out that I was cheated on. And the crazy thing was, I wasn't upset about being cheated on. I was upset that my friend told me to get back at my boyfriend because she was mad at him. So I saw it as more of a betrayal of friendship between me and my friend who told me, rather than a betrayal of a relationship with the guy that I was with, that I dropped out of college for and stayed home for. So it's very interesting when you start to go into your past and you start to actually go into the you that experienced what you have in your field that causes those scars, that causes you to not trust, that causes you to stay in that same job every single day even though you hate it, causes you to stay in those relationships, causes you to be the parent that you swore you'd never be. Those scars, when you go back and actually witness your surroundings, you'll find that knowing now what you didn't know then helps you to see that you really aren't upset about what you think you're upset about, if that made sense. So one of the first exercises we're going to do in this class is we're actually going to burn your story. We're going to burn it. And we're going to go through and just release that story that you tell over and over and over and over, because it's done. It's done. And once we can start to release our past, release the stories, release all of our perceived identities, that's when we can start to decide what we want. One of the things that the guides always say is they say, when people come in for readings with me, they'll say, well, what's my life purpose? What am I supposed to be doing? And I say, well, what do you want to do? And they say, well, I don't know. What am I supposed to do? And I say, well, let's first release your need to do what you're supposed to do, because what if what you're supposed to do, according to your mind, is not what you're supposed to be doing? And that's usually people wanting to be healers or something that's very out of the box. But in their mind, they're supposed to have a 9-to-5. They're supposed to have benefits. They're supposed to have whatever it is that they were told that they were supposed to have when they were young. So one of the first things we're going to be doing is releasing these beliefs, releasing these stories, releasing these ideas about who we think we're supposed to be. And it's very, very interesting to actually be able to go into the past and ask to see when a belief was made, when you picked up a certain belief in your life that has caused you to remain stuck. The number one question that people ask me is, who am I? In fact, that's the only question that I asked for about a year and a half. When I first got into automatic writing and trying to communicate with my guides and angels on the other side, my higher self, every single night I would sit down, because my teacher told me to, and sit with a tablet for 30 minutes so that I could listen to my inner voice and write down whatever it was that was coming to mind. So I would sit there, and every single day I would write, who am I? And I'd hear, I am you and you are me. And then that was it. And then I would sit there for like 28 more minutes and wonder why nothing else came through. Fast forward a couple of years, I started channeling, and when I started channeling, I would have people ask questions of the guides while I was in trance, while they were speaking through me, and I had them ask, why will they only say, I am you and you are me? And they said, because that's all you've asked us. So it's the only thing that I ever asked. Who am I? Because I wanted to know so bad. So I watch people struggle every day. People come in, they want to know who they are. They go to a medium says, oh, you were a priestess in a past life. So now they're hung up on being a priestess. They're basing their identity around this old priestess life that a medium's told them that they were, or they were Abraham Lincoln, or they were George Washington, or whatever it is that they were told that they were. The fact is that human beings, we want to know who we are. And the key is that we are God. We are source, experiencing life through all of our creations. And we have the ability to harness the power of those aspects of self, and we can define ourselves. We don't have to live off the old roles. We don't have to base our life this time off of past lives. The earth is shifted. The earth is completely different than it was before March of 2017. The earth is completely different. I don't know if you've noticed, but you may have been a totally normal person like me, not into spirituality one bit. And now I'm a total self-help, spiritual addict, for the lack of a better word. I can't get enough of it. It's all I talk about. It's all I want to do. It's all the people I hang out with. And I think that you'll get that way too once you realize how much control you have over your life. And once you realize what you can do with the power that you carry inside, with that light that you are.